Welcome YouTube. This is the Velvet Locks with another story time. And I kid you not, this one, you thought the last one was crazy? This one is, it's just getting realer, okay? It is just getting real. So sit back, enjoy your tea, and here we go. Well, let me ask you something. Have you ever had a friend that you've never been over to their house, but you know they got some issues over there? And we talking creepy crawly issues.
Roaches.
Now, you try not to say anything, you go to visit, you go to pick them up, from their house, and they get in your vehicle, and like shortly afterwards you like bugging out, you going crazy because you see roaches, like a roach crawling all over their coat, and you know they got issues, and they seem to just take it off, squish it, and okay. Let me contain myself because I'm getting sick just telling this story. Well, so one particular day, this friend wanted to do something nice for the homeless women in a shelter and decided that she wanted to cook Thanksgiving dinner for the women in this particular shelter that was in the area. So she's in there, I guess, cooking it up. Now, I've never eaten from her because I know she got issues at her house. So that was never a thought. But she decided she wanted to do the godly thing and, feed the homeless women in the shelter around Thanksgiving. So she's cooking up the turkey, all the sides, everything. So now she needs to try and transport these things over to the shelter. So I'm off that day and I figured, okay, no problem, sis. I'll help you out. Well, I go over to her house now to help bring these trays of food into my vehicle so this way we can head over to the shelter. Wow. She invited me in. Now, before we go inside, let me just give you a brief summary of things that I've noticed on the outside. Well, on several other different occasions, you go pick your friend up, you go to the door, you ring the doorbell, ding dong, and you're standing there waiting. Now, while you're waiting, you're looking around, you're looking at the house. Oh, nice. But then my eyes locked in at her window, which was right there at her door. And at this little window, which I guess is her little kitchen area, at that window you see roaches crawling at the window, just greeting you from the inside.
Hello.
Now I'm bugging out just from being outside, like, oh crap! No, this ain't what I'm seeing. And we're not just talking one, not even two. We're talking a multitude.
Hello.
They're just sitting there crawling around, waving. So I'm now going crazy now, okay? She opens the door, and I kid you not, this is no exaggeration. When she opens the front door, the roaches that must have been crawling on the door sill and everything, the door frame and everything, whatever roaches was crawling on top, when she opened the door, all I heard was psh. They fell to the floor and hit the ground, and you heard psh. When I looked down, all I saw was a bunch of roaches scattering, okay, because it's dark in there and now the light is coming in from opening the door, and they drop to the floor and start to scatter. Now, that's on another occasion, but that thought always stayed in my head. So now, let's go inside. Well, we go inside the house, and it's a small little spot for her and her kids, but it's dark in there. Now, of course, as I'm standing at the door before she opened the door, I'm seeing her, little neighbors just, waving from the outside. So I'm already scared to go inside. So as I'm walking inside her place, and I mind you, very slowly, as I'm walking, my eyes got bigger. Because it's dark in there, but you got to see what's going on. So I'm walking, and I'm looking around. As I'm walking in her place slowly, and I spotted the kitchen area. Over by the kitchen area, not only is it dark, but you could see a dish piled up high. And I tell you, she was cooking. The dish sink was piled up high with dishes, and the garbage pail was overflowing with cans and dog food cans, because they had this big Rasta dog living upstairs. He was so mad that he looked like a Rasta. He looked dreadlock. And I don't mean us dreads. I'm talking he had his own dreads going on. But cans overflowing the garbage. And as they're, on the floor and the dishes is high, all I could see is these things crawling around. They're having a buffet up in there, okay? They're having a buffet up in there. I'm not kidding you. So now, I'm even more petrified. So she's trying to get me to come in the kitchen now so I could grab a pan, but I couldn't move but so fast because I'm scared now. So now I'm like standing in the kitchen, like I'm walking towards the kitchen, but I'm walking slow. But I'm moving from side to side, doing a two-step. Because I ain't trying to stand still because I don't want nothing to fall, crawl, or whatever. So I'm doing a two-step. I'm looking around. We got roaches on the ceiling. We got roaches on the walls. And I know they on the floor because I ain't trying to stop. If they get caught under my feet, tough cookies. So I'm doing a two-step. Now I get in the kitchen, and the kitchen was lit, but there was roaches everywhere. How do you cook and survive in a place where there's roaches everywhere? So I'm so full now. I'm in shock because I cannot believe the multitude of roaches in this place. So I grab a pan carefully now. And I'm so petrified. I'm walking back to my vehicle in shock like a zombie. You heard? Couldn't say nothing. Couldn't speak. I felt like I was in shock, complete shock, where just like that, no words. So now I had to go back in there to get the rest of the stuff that she was bringing. And I tell you, I don't know how I made it back in there to grab another pan to bring back in my car, because I didn't even trust them things in my car now. I didn't trust whatever she cooked in the car, because if the house has mad roaches, oh yeah, they traveling in the car with us to the shelter. And I tell you, it was the most disgusting thing that I've ever saw, experienced, and oh my God, it was disgusting. It was horrific. Horrific. Now, mind you, after that day, I have never, ever, ever put my foot back into her house again. But the problem was, we were friends. We're sisters in Christ. And you know, you try to tell her in a subtle way, like, you know, sis, you need to write, like, you know, maybe like bomb your place up, because you know there's a lot of roaches you got going on. And you try to tell them in a nice subtle way, but she's so used to living with them. They were like neighbors, they were like friends, they were like tenants. She was like, oh, they ain't that bad. So I'm like, okay. Now, I couldn't understand before where roaches was coming from in my vehicle, until after that day I realized she was bringing roaches in my vehicle. I kid you not, one day we were driving and I saw one and I flipped out, went crazy, trying to find this daggone roach. Even came out the car, looking around, looking under the seats, looking everywhere, but I didn't see it. So I'm driving now, and I'm looking at my pedals. I ain't paying attention to the road, but I'm looking around. Ooh. Now I'm itching now. I'm looking around. I think I'm feeling everything. All of a sudden, I get to my block, and I thought I felt something zoom across my foot. It was the roach. Ha! You talk about fly home so fast. Park that car. Zoom. Tried to get something to get that thing out. Couldn't find the roach. I tore up the whole vehicle. Vacuumed out the whole entire vehicle. Lift up the seats of the truck. Vacuumed under there. Got everything from front to back, but did not find that roach. But I was traumatized. That was the worst experience I've ever had. And I tell you, even up to this day, I can see it like it was yesterday. Nasty. Really nasty. So, I tell you like this, if you got friends that got big issues, small issues, medium issues, creeping and crawling around in their house,
don't go inside. Don't go inside.
and don't invite them to your house, because they will start to move in your place quick. So you guys, I am like itching. I am out of breath. My heart is beating like crazy, because I swear I need therapy after this. So while I'm getting my therapy, I'll see y'all on the next story time video. Whew, let me go calm down. See you later. Deuces.